welcome to a brand new episode of Chucky's Playground News. As always, I am your host, Meadow Matt. So let's go ahead and get this Playground episode underway. First of all, let's take a look at some shoutouts. First of all, Spanky and G, our awesome admins. Chucky115, awesome dude. Undead Punk, awesome dude. Timmy Valentine, great graphics designer. Dragon Prime, really cool dude. Witch, really cool person. Mega Man, really cool dude. Sweetface, really cool person. All y'all, awesome person as well. So all these people are just awesome and amazing. And it's just a great place to be, Chucky's Playground. If you haven't signed up, definitely check it out. We could always use more members. It's just a really cool place to be, talking about all kinds of stuff, so definitely check it out. And first, what are you listening to right now, Thread? And I have been listening to David Bowie. Pretty much the entire week, basically. I recently did a podcast where I did David Bowie retrospective, and I listened to every single one of his albums. So yeah, it was pretty cool to kind of go through this journey and just kind of listen to how he's changed over the years. And, you know, I was sort of surprised, you know, some of the albums that I didn't think would be very good actually ended up being some of my favorite David Bowie albums. Like Earthling and Hours in the 90s, late 90s are probably some of my favorite Bowie records. Aladdin Sane and 73 is pretty cool. You know, just so he's done all kinds of cool records. So I've been listening to him pretty much for the entirety of this week. And what are you currently playing right now? I recently got a few new games. Last week or so, I got. I'm trying to think what I got. I got Doom 3, X2 Wolverine's Revenge, and Batman Dark Tomorrow. So I've been playing those this week. I've also been playing Star Wars The Force Unleashed. So I've been playing those. And what are you watching right now? The past couple of weeks I've been trying to kind of catch up on all the movies that I missed in 2015, last year. I watched Terminator Genesis, and honestly, it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't. You know, I actually really liked that. I really thought it was pretty good. I will say this, it's at least more memorable than Terminator 3 and Terminator Salvation, at least. You know, and I also watched Trainwreck, which was kind of disappointing, to be honest, because it wasn't as funny as I thought it was going to be. I don't know. I mean, I didn't hate it or anything. I liked it fine, but it was slightly disappointing. A little bit underwhelming. And I recently just watched Mad Max Fury Road, and that was actually pretty good. So I've been watching those. And Movie Mayhem, a great podcast from Spanky and G, so definitely check that out. Very entertaining podcast. And what are you doing right now, Thread? Going on as strong as ever. An American Horror Story, been talking about that on the site. A recent episode. I wasn't too big a fan of this one, honestly. It was just sort of average. I liked parts of it. I liked the fact that we got to see Sally's backstory in this one. That was pretty cool. It actually did make pretty much a bit of sense. And but there were also some things involving the Countess that I didn't like. I don't want to spoil it. I don't really want to spoil the episode for those that haven't seen it. Though something does happen near the end involving her that I really like. Because I cannot stand the Countess character. But, yeah, so it was just kind of an average episode. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, we're talking about that on the side as well. And it looks like Krang is going to be in this movie, which is going to be pretty cool. I don't think we've ever seen him in a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. Not to my knowledge, anyway. If he was, and I just don't remember it. But I am curious to see what he'll end up looking like in the film. He'll most likely just be like CGI or something. And the Hateful Eight, you know, we've been talking about that on the side as well. Tarantino's new film. I really want to see that, you know. I think it does look interesting. Like, I've been hearing that people are kind of complaining that it's a little bit long, but, yeah, and I mean, it's a Western. I'm sort of expecting it to be long, you know what I mean? But yeah, I've been a fan of pretty much every Tarantino movie. Really, the only one I didn't like was, I'm trying to think of the name. Death Proof. That's it, Death Proof. That was the only one I didn't really like. I didn't hate it or anything. I didn't think it was horrible, but it was just really disappointing. I was just expecting more from it. But yeah, I am a Tarantino fan. I really like his movies. In fact, Pulp Fiction is one of my favorite films of all time. So, yeah, I'll probably check it out when it comes out on DVD or something like that. And Making a Murderer, we're talking about that on the site. And apparently Making a Murderer is this show on Netflix. It's a documentary series about a serial killer. I've heard all kinds of things about this show. I've heard all kinds of things. I've heard it's good, but I don't have Netflix, so I've never seen it. And I'm also not a really big fan of crime documentaries. I mean, it's just not really my thing, honestly. But, you know, if it ever comes out on DVD or anything like that, I'll probably check it out just to see what everybody's talking about. And one of our members on the site, Dead Doll, is currently working on a Tiffany doll of his own. He's doing a really good job on it. Like, it really is just coming out really cool. So definitely check that out on the site. It's just doing some pretty nice work. And Chucky Mask, we've been talking about that on the site as well. And there's a studio called Trick or Treat, I believe it's what they're called. Trick or Treat Studios, and they're doing all these Chucky masks and dolls and stuff like that. And they've released the first 2 images of the Chucky mask, which I think they're still a work in progress. I think at least the unstitched one is. But the unstitched one looks really good. You know, I don't think we've ever gotten an unstitched Chucky mask before, so that's pretty cool to see. It looks really good, really accurate. They also did a Bride of Chucky doll, Bride of Chucky mask. I think it looks cool. You know, I actually do think it looks slightly better than the one that's out there right now. The one that's been out for a while. But yeah, it pretty much is sort of the same thing as it, so it's kind of pointless. But personally, I like it. But then again, I'm probably a little bit biased, concerned that this is Bride of Chucky we're talking about here. You know. But yeah, so they do look pretty cool, and it should be interesting to see the finished products on not only the masks, but the dolls as well. So that is all for Chucky's Bring On News this week, and I will see you all next time.